stream either.
So, hey, everyone.
Hi, welcome. Thank you for being here for TLN.
Yay!
Now everyone can hear you.
All right. See, it's everything's fine, everyone. Everything's fine. Let me start over with my lovely thing here. Welcome in, happy TLN. Thank you to the Raiders and Duchess and everybody that was hanging out with us. I'm going to update on the fly what's happening today, but I want to welcome you all to this wonderful TLN stream. And we are going to be playing the Questlings RPG from Lighterman Games. And we are also giving away a copy of the core rulebook, friends, during the stream. So if you would like to enter in that giveaway, if I could have one of my mods type in the command RPG into the giveaway, you can see how you can enter. We are only going to open it up to U.S. residents only because shipping is still a bear. So to all my European friends, we still love you. We still appreciate you hanging out in the chat, but the giveaway is only going to be open to U.S. residents this time around. So let me have my wonderful guests that you see on stream introduce themselves, starting with the lovely lady down below me. It's Anna Maria. Hello. Tell everybody what you do in the board gaming space.
Come and hang out on streams with my friends and play games.
Yes.
That's a large part. No, so lately I'm working with Letterman Games to do a lot of the marketing and social media and project management currently for the Questlings RPG Kickstarter. So that's what I'm doing.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for inviting us to play this on stream. I'm super, super excited to be able to play this, so thanks for the invite. And you are also the little bit of an impetus, Anna Maria, to invite some other friendly faces here on the stream, including the person next to you, which is Amanda Panda, wherever direction you're located.
It's like the Brady Bunch. We just looked.
Yeah. Panda, tell everybody what you do.
Oh, Duchess is raiding now.
Oh, there we go. There's the raid.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome, Raiders.
Yeah, I'm Amanda Panda. I am primarily a board game Twitch streamer. Sometimes I do arts and crafts. Sometimes I do video games. But I love coming here doing art, like one-shot RPGs and board games, and just hanging out and playing games with friends and chatting with you all in the chat. It's what saved my butt throughout the pandemic, so I am very grateful to be here, and this is going to be so much fun. I'm a dabbler in RPG. I'm not like full on into it just yet, so this is like the perfect game if you want to try it out, and see if you like the storytelling aspect, or if you don't, so go check out that Kickstarter. And there is a giveaway, so go check out that giveaway as well.
Thank you, Panda. And next above Panda is going to be our delightful GM for this stream today. It's Dan. Hello.
Hi, I'm Danny. I own Letterman Games and Galactic Raptor Games with Carla Kopp. And so I've been publishing games, board games, card games, mobile apps, and now RPGs for the last 7 years, I think it has been. And so last year, we decided to publish our first RPG, which was Questlings RPG. And like Amanda Panda, too, I never really dabbled much in RPGs, but we were building a world around this. So we worked with Banana Chan and Tim Devine to make this amazing product. And I have loved getting into the RPG space because it's been so much fun. So thank you for having us here to, play the game and talk about it more and talk about expanding what we're doing to expand the world of the Questlings.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. I'm looking forward to getting to dive into this adventure. But before we do, we've got one more guest to introduce. You know him as the Phantom Meeple. It's Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hello, everybody. I am Joe, a.k.a. Phantom Meeple, also board game Twitch streamer here, doing my own thing on Tuesdays and Fridays over on my channel. A couple of D&D sessions under my belt. I've been slowly dabbling into new systems, so I'm excited to try this one out, and appreciate y'all having me.
Yes. So great. So yes, thank you, Panda. Right there is the Kickstarter link if you all want to support this wonderful game coming out. But we do have the core book that we are going to be giving away today on stream. So the Kickstarter is actually for another volume. So either Danny or Anna Maria, would either of you like to chat about what the Kickstarter is specifically?
Danny?
Sure. So the Kickstarter is both, it's a children's book series and the RPG. So we're adding the second book to the children's book series. So you want to be a mage. It focuses on a story for the mage. And so kind of the core premise of all of Questlings is it's about these children who channel their inner heroes to fight their everyday battles. So it's like when they have a tough thing going on in life, and it could be as simple things like they have a challenging test coming up at school, or they don't want to face a bully, or they have a really big like music competition. They channel their inner heroes to face those different aspects of their life. So the story of the mage, she is a mage. She has some really great natural talents, but she has to really work to hone those talents. So it's about this child who's in a robotics competition. It's pretty cool. And then so that's the children's book, and then we're working on a supplement for the RPG. You'll notice we're going through our hometown for this quest that we're doing, and the RPG supplement adds in our first field trip adventure, which goes to a magical theme park. So it's just new locations and new prompts, and we add in new random encounters now that add just a little more flavor to the stories, and when you're moving from location to location, things that can happen as well.
That's awesome. So today, friends, the four of us are going to go on this adventure. We have chosen our characters, and then we're going to basically let Danny kind of explain what is going to happen in our story today. But if you, in the meantime, if you want to enter in that giveaway, friends, once again, we'll pop into the chat how you can do so. And yeah, we'll just keep on going through the, let's see if I can actually add this lovely slide of the map to our stream.
Beauteous.
There we go. So pretty. All right, Danny, take it away.
All right, well, first things first, let's introduce all of our characters so that I know who everyone is in our world and we can kind of get a feel for what our character sheets look like. Everyone has two aspects to your character sheet, your child and your inner hero. You can have, based on how you build it, the same stats for your child and inner hero, or you can stagger them, because maybe when your child has their inner hero, they might be more creative or better at problem solving. So they might change their stats. But it's a pretty simple stat structure. We have 3 different features, which are creativity, determination, and problem solving. And you can give 1, 2, or 3 stars to either, or 1 or 2 stars to either of them, and any one of them, and then you have 1 with none. Another important thing that we incorporate into this for safety tools is the red light, yellow light, and green light. So if there's ever a scene, I mean, I don't really work anything too heavy into these, but like especially with kids too, if there's something that, even if there's like a dragon and they find that scary, they can point to one of them. So we were playing this once and my daughter pointed to the red with a dragon, and Tim was running it and he made it like a 2-inch tall dragon. So he immediately flipped the scene so that it was like really a lot more manageable for her, and super cute and easy and fun. So if anyone's having a problem with the scene, you can even just raise a hand or something like that. On top of the stats, we get boosts throughout the game. That's from failed rolls. And so if you get a boost, you can use those later in the game to re-roll a poor dice roll, or you can use them to move 2 locations on the map instead of 1. The last thing is the dice. The stats are on the bottom. Typically, it's a 3 or under when you're a child, 4 to 5, or a 6 plus. Those are the 3 rubrics for how well you do with your dice roll. And then there's a different set of rubrics for when you're an adult. We're going to be rolling a D6 when we're a kid and a D8 when we're an adult. And that's really just to give families who've never played games really a feel for different types of dice and how to incorporate them in your challenges. So if anyone wants to start introducing their character, we can go through each one real quick and figure out who we are and what we're doing.
Awesome. Well, let's just start at the top then, shall we? I guess it will be my character here. So, my character's name is Kalia. Pronouns are she, her. She has a favorite food of Marionberries, and she is our mage. She is very determined and is okay on problem solving, but not super creative. So I feel like she's more logical when it comes to making decisions. Not really a thinking outside the box kind of person. So I feel like with her being a mage, she's probably sticking close to her spell book, close to making sure everything is by the books, if you will. So that's her. And conversely to my inner character, which I just named after myself. I couldn't think of another character name right off the bat, so I was like, oh, I'll just put it as me. Her favorite food is pasta. She is somewhat creative, but she's also determined. So she's also got the strong will to make things happen. So I'm hoping that her inner hero will also have this nice kind of balance between the two, between who she is as a kid and who she wants to be as her inner hero there. And Danny, I wanted to mention, does she have an arm brace that she's wearing?
So she has a leg brace and then a clutch for that, yes. And so that's actually the main character of our second book. She is the one who will be going to the robotics competition. That is the focus of our second book.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love that little detail. So I was just wanted to highlight that. So
yes, Jackie Davis did the art for all these too, and she did a really good job with building these characters. And she followed a lot of our direction really well and added some of her own flavors that really stand out in the children world versus the parallel adult world, which it's really cool how they come through in the stories.
Very cool.
So while you have her up, I have some questions for you. So we each need to have a goal. And the goal is what you're doing. You're going to be collecting items that help you achieve your goal. And so I can throw out some examples and you can come up with literally anything you want in the world to be your goal. Yeah. They can be things like throwing an ice cream party, preparing for a concert, organizing a town cleanup is a good one for the druid a lot of times, or do well on a test, prepare for a camping trip, literally anything. And you're going to be collecting items to prepare you for whatever it is your main goal is going to be.
Okay.
Yeah. And just to give you an example too, we played last weekend and my character was throwing a holiday party and my daughters were playing too, and they were another character. So I was trying to find a sloth squishmallow for her to give her at the holiday party. And the thing, right. So that was one of my items, and it's really random. And as you go through, you can change the items you might need because you don't know what they are yet. But you'll be collecting random things that will help you get to your goal. So it's just I need one more gift for an attendee at my party. And that's what we found while we were out on our quest. So it's really anything for you to pick.
Ooh, I will say, oh gosh. I will say, since she's going to this robotics competition, I say that she wants to try to go to, I think she wants to go to the library and try to read as many books of robotics as she can. So she's going to make a goal for herself to read 5 books on robotics before she goes on this quest.
I like that. Okay.
That's a good one.
You'll want to, just for when you get time, while someone else maybe is introducing, you can write in for your goal is that is your goal, and we'll help you get there.
Awesome. All right. Let's see who we got next. It looks like Up to No Good. Who is this?
Yeah, well, that's me. So my character is Up to No Good. Pronouns he, him, favorite food, Japanese curry. And his inner hero is Sylvan Rose the Druid. Also he, him, favorite food, burritos, because burritos are also awesome. And Danny, I took your suggestion. So my goal, why not organize a camping trip?
I like it. That's a fun one. And just so you know, too, there's a table in the core rulebook with a D20 based where you can just roll a die too. If you're I can't come up, or I'm not being creative right now, I can't come up with anything. Sometimes, I feel it. I don't have any more brain power in the day, and just rolling dice and getting an answer is all I need to tell me what my goals are going to be. So.
I love that too, because I think when kids are getting introduced to something like this and they aren't familiar, just having something to kind of narrow the choices down helps them not feel overwhelmed. If it could be anything, it could be anything. But if it could just be these 20 things and I'm just going to roll a dice, And maybe rolling the dice and getting the wrong number, then it helps them narrow down what it is exactly they actually do want to do. So like, no, I want it to be 17. And you would just be like, it's 17 then. Magic.
Perfect. Yeah, no, I find a lot of times too, kids are so creative that like once they see the examples, they just come up with something so easy on the spot. And then the parents are like, what am I going to do? There's so many options. It's endless. So it's really like, it's funny to see how it plays out.
All right. Anything else you want to add about Upton, Joe?
Right, so Upton is going on the camping trip. I like this.
Yep. I just want to say, like, I chose the name because, like, my character's kind of got, like, that snide little side eye. So I'm like, he's mischievous.
He is
So that kind of helped with the name choice.
It's a good one.
It.
All right. Let's see. Who do we got next? Looks like Amanda Panda.
Hi, Panic. Hi, Joe. Real quick. Yeah, I am. I'm a ranger? I'm not quite sure what all the, like, when you're like a bard, I'm like, wait, which one's the bard again? I'm guessing I'm the ranger because of the arrows. Is that correct?
Yes, you're correct.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, I am Angel Star. You can just call me Angel. She, her. My favorite food is ramen of all types. So just any type of noodle in a soup with stuff. So any type of carbs, I have to say, because I do any type of, like, noodles or rice or whatever. We're not going to get into the whole debate about what is a hot dog versus a sandwich versus a ramen versus a soup. Okay,
you're the one who brought it up.
You did bring it up.
That we're there.
Debate it amongst yourselves in chat. It's all good. And then my inner hero is kind of like the grown-up Panda the Archangel. At least that's what she thinks she is. And her favorite food is fried rice because she can cook now. Like, she learned how to use the stove and stuff, and so can cook in higher heat. And then so the child in me, right? And I'm more creative. I have a little bit of problem solving because that's what you need when you're being creative. But then the inner hero is more of grown up and more into problem solving and determined to fix things and stuff like that. So that is my character.
Great.
Nice. Did you already talk about your goal, Panda?
My goal is, apparently the dog's missing. The dog that you see next to me is missing.
Okay.
Should I make it a panda? I could be like, my panda's missing.
Or you can name your dog Panda.
Oh, yeah, the dog name
like
is
people
Panda.
name their cat's dog.
Yeah. That is what is going to happen. Named Panda. There we go. There we go. There you go. The dog's named is Panda, not to be confused with my inner hero, also named
Panda.
Yeah, exactly. Danny, you don't know, but I have a whole thing with pandas.
I couldn't tell. There's not. Like, I mean, there's nothing in the room behind you that would even let me know that that's something.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's very subtle, Danny. It's very subtle.
I'll look confused.
All right, and then we've got Anna Maria's character.
Yay, the bard. So my child is me, Anna Maria. She, her, and my favorite food is dumplings. And my inner hero is Violet Daisy. Also she, her, and my favorite food is still dumplings because that just carried on into adult, because dumplings are amazing and I don't think you grow out of them or don't like them as a child. And I think as a bard, I hadn't really thought about this before, but as a bard, I feel like I want to go to the music store or some equivalent to the store to maybe find like some cool new guitar picks that will inspire me. Because my character is right now all about the creativity and maybe a little on the determination part. But as I grow into my inner hero, the creativity is still there. But I realize that determination and hard work can make up for a lot and can really move you forward. So we're going to go find some inspiration in guitar picks or strings or something cool as an accessory to inspire me.
Nice.
Jess, I don't know if you're not showing the one that's filled in. So I don't know if you're seeing.
Because Anna Maria filled it in on paper.
No.
Oh, I've got one.
It is filled in on the thing.
Oh, okay. I could possibly refresh. I will go back to the map, but I will possibly refresh. because it could just be a matter of refreshing.
And it was all on me because it took me a while to figure out how to move the stars around. I was like clicking them and double clicking them. It's like, how does this work? So
No worries. When I first started creating the one, I deleted so many things. I was like, oh my gosh, undo, and I just had to restart from scratch.
All right. So well, it's not showing that. Let me try it again.
Interesting.
Maybe click on the link in.
No, it's okay. It refreshed on my end. I just probably have to re-enter it in. It's good. It's good. We'll just keep going.
We got it.
Well, if you want to, after that, we won't have to refer too much, I don't think, to the character sheets, because we can stay on the map and all of that, and so we can go. If you want to go to the second slide now. So one really important thing that I love that the designers did for Questlings is they made a spotlighting situation. So what we're going to do is we're going to go location to location to find items we need. And what's important is each person's going to get a turn to be spotlight at each location. And we're just going to keep going in order as who's being spotlighted. And you're going to answer questions about the location. So you're going to help us set the scene, but it's your turn to help us set the scene. It's not other people's turns to do it. And so we're going to just start by building the town together, and we'll do that in order too. So we'll all have a kind of say in it. And what we can do. So the first thing we have to decide is where we live. If it's a town, a city, a suburb, it could be really anything we want. So I think we can just go in order with how we introduced. If I think Jess went first. So Jess, if you want to start with what type of area we live in.
We live in a town.
Okay. So we live in a town. Up to no good. Do you know what the name of our town is? You're actually good at names.
Oh, geez. Way to put me on the spot.
At least I had choices.
Oh, good Lord.
I think all my SimCity towns were always Anna Mariaville. Like, that's how creative.
Let's go with Pleasantville.
Pleasantville. I love it. When I played once in Maria, speaking of that, we did Bananaville when Banana was running it, and she chose. She was ready.
That's awesome.
I love that.
Okay, so Amanda, if you would like to tell us what season it is it winter, spring, summer, or fall?
Well, I think because there's ice cream party and a camping trip going on, I'm gonna think it's gonna be summertime.
Summer. I like that. All right, and then the weather. So, Anna Maria, if you want to tell, is it chilly, snowy, warm? Rainy?
Let's make it like Pacific Northwest, so warm summer, but it's not hot. So you still want ice cream, but you're not uncomfortable.
Not as humid. We got the humidity over here. Okay, so
lately we take what we can get.
How do we all get to school? We typically get to school. Maybe we all ride the bus together, or we ride bikes together. How do we get to school usually?
I would say if we're in the summertime, I would say a bus. We're all gonna jump on the school bus.
All right. And okay, you saw our town, Up to No Good. What is our favorite place to hang out in at the town for all?
The ice cream shop, obviously. Because ice cream is amazing.
Yeah.
It is so good. All right. And so lastly, back on you, Amanda. When we are all together, what do we like to do together?
Duh. Play board games, of course.
Yeah, love it.
Naturally. All right. So we have our town, Pleasantville, and it's summertime. So now we can go to the map. And so the first thing we're going to do is we all start at home, and we're all going to take a turn to describe what our own specific home looks like. And so again, with Jess, if you would like to start, the first thing we're going to do is describe your room. So what does Jess, our mage's room, typically look like?
There's a lot of, I would say, toys that run on batteries. She's all about having lots of little things running around using machinery of anything. She's fascinated with robotics, so she would have something to see how things work, but also at the same time have them because she knows she can rely on them to get things done. Like, she has one to set her alarm. She has one to make sure her dirty laundries in the laundry basket. She, you know, she has little minions, if you will, in the form of these little robots. But she enjoys it. She's very techie. There's a lot of probably posters on the wall of, you know, some of her idols and things that she adores and looks up to, in terms of, like, you know, science and technology and things of that nature. She might have a little planetarium hung from the ceiling, that she can view as she's laying in bed at night. Maybe some of those stars that she stuck on the ceiling too. So yeah, her mind is always elsewhere and, like, thinking of bigger picture worldly things. But she also knows that, like, there needs to be an order to the wide unknown that is her life.
Okay, well, so she has some important things to do today, some of which are reading her book. So what are some items you think she might need on her quest? And these might change throughout as we go, but, you know, what are some things you think we're going to have to be on the lookout for her while we're out today?
I probably a backpack, so she can carry any sort of items that she might need. Books in particular. So when she gathers her books, she doesn't have to carry them in her arms.
Yeah.
Also, I would say probably a watch so she can keep time. Maybe if she has an alarm for something, that she can have it set. Maybe she's counting her steps. Maybe it's like a Fitbit, so she can get her steps in. So yeah, I would say at least a backpack and a watch.
Some books, probably.
Probably some books, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you think you would need to get from your room before you leave the house today for your quest to do this?
I would say probably she would probably want to bring one of her little robots that would keep her apprised of let's see, probably the changing of her scenery in terms of, like, the time of day that she's going in. So kind of like a compass in a way, but it's more like a robot, and it will say, you know, it might give her, like, density, like precipitation, likelihood of precipitation, and things of that. So instead of having, like, a weather app on her phone, she would actually have it in, like, in this little robot companion that I picture is probably something small, like, that she can fit in her pocket. So it would be kind of like a navigation robot in a way, so she can make sure she doesn't get lost.
The big question, though, is how is she going to remember to bring this robot with her?
Oh, she'll probably
Another
set an
robot.
alarm on her watch.
Another robot to help the robot remember.
What did you say? She'll probably set a what?
She'll probably set an alarm on her watch.
Okay. So now, which stat do you think she would have to use to remember that? Is that a problem solving, a creativity, or a determination?
It's probably, well, keeping time is something that's very determined, like, but I feel, yeah, if she wants to keep an agenda and, like, stay on track with an alarm, I would say it would probably be a determination roll, but that's just me.
So why don't you roll a d6 and see
Okay.
if you remember your robot today?
Okay. Come on.
Press roll.
Oh, I got a 6.
Okay, so you set an alarm to remember this robot, and you rolled a 6, which is fantastic. Tell us how that looks.
So she goes to her, she goes to look at her watch to, like, set to remind it, and she nicknamed the navigation robot Navi. So she looks at her watch and she's, like, going to set it, and she sees that there's already a template in place, but she just had to set in the time in order for it to be saved. So she didn't have to, you know, type in what time and everything and, like, the notes of everything. It was already there. So she just had to set in the time and hit set, and it automatically blinked for her to activate, yes, the alarm is set. And then Navi also had a little blinker on it, like a little light on it to say that, you know, it was synced up with her watch, so that when the alarm went off, she knew that she can look at where Navi was with its light blinking and go, okay, I have to remember to take Navi with me. So
Perfect. Well, I think this is going to be a successful day out for her because she is having a good morning so far. All right. So up next is Up to No Good. Up to No Good. What does your bedroom look like?
I think I picked the best name. All right, so Upton also kind of, also like a tech nerd, like, has a computer in the corner, TV, video game console, but also is like appreciates nature. So kind of has like posters all around his room with like, babbling brooks and trees and just, appreciative of like the forest and nature and those kinds of things.
Okay, and so Up to No Good is going hopefully on a camping trip this weekend and needs to gather some items. What kind of items do you think Up to No Good would bring on a camping trip?
Probably would need a tent, sleeping bag, provisions, those kinds of things.
Okay. And what do you need today to acquire some of those items or carry those items, or like what would help you on your quest?
Probably something to carry all that stuff in. So maybe like a large backpack or maybe like a wagon.
Ooh, yeah, like a red wagon or radio flyer
Yeah.
style. Okay. Okay. So how would you remember her? What would you do to remind yourself you need to bring a wagon when you leave the house today?
It would probably be I don't want to carry all that stuff myself. I'd want to make it easy. So if I want to have an easy time carrying all this heavy stuff, I'd want to bring my wagon.
All right. Well, do you think that is a creativity, a determination, or a problem-solving type of way to remind yourself?
I think it'd be determination. Like I'm determined to make my job easy.
Okay. Well, why don't you roll a d6 and see if you remember your wagon today before you leave the house?
Ooh, I also got a 6.
Yay!
What?
We're having awesome days.
I know, this is great.
All right. So tell us what that looks like.
All right, so I go into my backyard, I go into the shed, and I find my little radio flyer red wagon that I've had forever and a day. It kind of squeaks when you pull it, but it's all reliable. So pull it out of the shed and let's go get some stuff.
I love it. All right,
I
so
have
you
a
head out the
question.
door, and that takes us. Oh, did someone?
Sorry, I have a question. Yes. Is the robot and the red wagon now in our inventory?
They're not going to count as one of your 3 items you need to succeed. They're just things that might help you on your day or just might affect how your day goes.
Okay, cool.
So next up is Amanda. And what is Amanda, or is your child named Angel?
Yeah.
Okay. So Angel's bedroom. What does Angel's bedroom look like?
So it's filled with, it's very cluttered. Just because a creative mind has a bunch of different things going on at the same time. So there's going to be like stacks of paper, there's a bunch of glue, there's paints and stuff, and the table has like piles of different things, just materials, works in progress. The wall is literally a collage. It might look like games, but literally she just cut out, the games and pasted on the wall behind me. And then, there's going to be some arts and crafts, like crochet stuff. So basically it's just very, very cluttered. Also, there's a doggy bed, of course.
Yeah.
So the dog can stay with her and have, her own little spot. Panda the dog is going to have a little spot to stay, so the dog's nose doesn't accidentally touch glue and then get glitter all over him, and then it was just a pain to clean up, even though that may or may not happen. But don't worry, parents never saw a thing, so we're all good. That type of thing.
Perfect. And so today
Panda the dog.
So you have your dog bed in your bedroom, but it's empty when you wake up. You find that your dog is missing. So you're going to have to find her today, him or her. I'm not sure if your dog Panda is. That's your goal, is to find your dog. And so what do you think you would need to find Panda?
I think Panda's gonna be a her just to make it easy. I Well, you say all the things, right? You have to say treat, shake the bag, dinner, walk, all those like words, and she never came running or barking. So I think what I need is first I have a printout picture of her. I have my leash, right? But I think what it is I need a really really yummy smelly treat that she can kind of latch onto with all of her senses. So that's it's gonna be we'll try to make something that doesn't use the oven because we're not allowed to use the oven without parent supervision. So I think I need to go into the kitchen and mix up some like peanut butter, maybe some chicken in there, that type of stuff.
All the dog's favorite treats.
All the dog's favorite stuff. Yeah, all in
All right.
one. It's usually you feed it, but then you gotta mix it all in one big like ball of a treat.
So is there anything you think you're going to need on like that would help you on your quest today? Like again, like it could be a bag to carry things, a coat if you think it's going to be rainy out. I mean, whatever it might be, that might help you gather money, whatever anything that you think might help you on your quest today.
Well, the collar does have like a GPS unit, but I guess I need my phone if I have a phone with the application.
Well, let's see if you remember your phone. How do you remind yourself to bring your phone?
Well, yeah. Well, first you have to find the phone amidst all the clutter, right? It might be hidden under papers. We don't know yet because I don't see it anywhere. What do I roll?
You can roll a d6.
Okay,
so you can
D6.
choose. Oh, so you have to. How are you going to remind yourself? Are you going to write yourself a sticky note? Tell Alexa to send a reminder? Or are you just hoping you, just out of your natural instincts, you grab your phone on your way out?
There's an alarm, so there's going to be an alarm on my phone that's going to ring.
So you'll hear it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So do you think that's going to be creativity, determination, or problem solving?
I think it's problem solving.
Perfect. Okay. So why don't you roll a d6?
And I got a 3.
A 3. So that with your 1 is a 4. It becomes a 4 because your problem solving is a +1. And so you did good. I mean, that's you just barely passed, but you passed. So that nice job. But something weird happens when it happens. So you remember your phone. The alarm probably goes off, but something weird happens with this. So what happens?
So what happens is as I'm pulling my phone under the stack of paper, my paints like fall over and open, and then it's Jackson Pollock all over my room. And I look around and I'm like, not bad. So then I just like close up everything and just walk out.
I love it. Yeah. All right, Anna Maria, is your turn to tell us what your bedroom looks like.
Oh, I think my bedroom is actually pretty neat. I have music posters on every square inch of the walls and the ceiling. You can't even tell what color the room used to be anymore. But then the rest of it, like bed, dresser, very neat, and shelves with different music instruments on them because I'm trying to learn everything. So I have a ukulele and a thumb piano, and then I've got like a flute and a like. Some of them are going better than others, but I'm very determined to learn to play everything if I can. So it's all music posters and instruments.
Perfect. And so today you need to find your musical inspiration. That's your goal. And so what do you think some items you're going to need on that quest will be?
So I'm probably going to bring a instrument with me. So I want to bring a harmonica with me so I can play a tune wherever. Let's see. A harmonica. I want to bring a bag, like a messenger bag or something, so I can keep my harmonica in it, and anything that inspires me, I can put it into the bag too, and then we can see where things go from there. So I need to pick up a messenger bag, and gosh, the third one's hard.
Yeah, I mean, just ideas. You could look for like a new CD or like if you want to hear some other sounds that give
Oh,
you
that's a good one.
inspiration,
Yeah, I think a
or
new
even
CD would be
art,
great.
or
Yeah.
books, like new books that are just on new styles of music. And again, they can change. If we go to a location and it's something clicks, that's cool too. It's just,
Okay.
for ideas while we're out there.
Yeah, no, I think CD or book or something that gives me more musical, like more exposure to maybe a new musical style or something like that
Yeah.
would be cool. Yeah.
All right, cool. So you want to remember your messenger bag? How do you try and remind yourself? Do you leave it at the foot of the stairs on the way out? Do you set an alarm? Leave a sticky?
I hang it on the back of my door, like on the I have a hook over the back of the door, so it's hanging on the back of the hook on the back of the door.
And do you think that's a creativity, a determination, or a problem solving?
I'm gonna go with determination on that one, I think.
Okay, why don't you roll a d6 and see if you remember your messenger
All right, let's
bag.
see if I get a 6 like everyone. Oh no, I got a 1.
Oh,
well, congratulations!
no.
You got
dice
the first
jail.
boost
Dice
of the
jail.
game. You got a boost.
Yay!
So give yourself a boost so you can save that for later.
Okay.
So unfortunately, you can tell us what went wrong, but maybe you hung it on the back of your door, but you left your door open so you don't see the back of your door. Something weird happened, but tell us how it looks like that you know.
So got up, got dressed, shoved my harmonica in one pocket. I shoved my phone in the other pocket. And then I was just so excited to go meet everybody that I just like swung out the door, went to the kitchen, grabbed a Pop-Tart, and just left. Just completely forgot the bag.
Perfect. Okay. So you're out the door faster than speeding bullet. You go out on the street, you meet all your friends. We all live on the same cul-de-sac or something. So we in this town. So we all know every morning this is what we do in the summer. We get outside and we run into each other, and we all have different things we're trying to do today, but we do it together because obviously we're this great tight-knit band of friends who help each other when we need it. And so first things first is Jess, you're going to pick where we go to first, and the first location you can pick anywhere we go. I know the house has a specific lines, but we actually took those away, so this house can go anywhere to start. So you get to pick the first location we're going to go to today. You're going to be our first spotlighted character, and try and think, a place that might help you find one of the items you might need on your quest today.
Okay. I will say, I definitely want to have some like books and things too, but perhaps there's something that I might have had, maybe left behind at the ice cream shop. I don't know. I'm just talking out loud because, whenever we're going on an adventure, you always have to make sure you have food for the road. But you know what? I think I am going to have us go to the library.
The library is a good first place to go. I love it. So, okay, we're going to go to the library first. And so we all walk through the front doors of the library. Everyone loves hanging out at the library. That's where we get our homework done. Sometimes we check out board games there. They have a board game section where we can grab our latest board games or role-playing games, play them there.
Yes.
When we're trying to kill some time before the end of the day. Or sometimes we just meet up to hang out and use the computers there just to all be in the same space together. So Jess, what do you usually like to do at the library when you're hanging out with your friends? And this is your character, Jess, not
Yeah. So I like to actually go through the inventory of the library when they like put books in to like categorize them. Okay. So I'm usually trying to find the librarian and to see like if they have any new acquisitions, because sometimes people donate books to the library that they don't use anymore or whatever. So I like to go talk to the librarian and see if they have anything like new and exciting, because I've scoured the shelves and tried to find all the books that I can in the library, but there might be something that I'm missing. So I try to ask them if they have any new ones, and maybe I get to help them like put the stickers of like the catalog number, on there. So that's where I like to go talk with them. And then if I do find anything or something, I can share that with my friends and go, hey, friends, we have, like, there's some new art books, or there's new things about comics, or hey, Anna Maria, I saw that there's a new book on how to be the world renowned trumpet player and like brass instruments and things. So like I always want to be that kind of knowledgeable person to my friends of like, oh, I found out the new information, and I want to like share it with them.
I love that. So what's your favorite kind of book to get there?
I love anything having to do with what do they call it? Like circuitry. So anything to deal with how to like put together circuits, anything with like motherboards and things of that nature. Maybe a book on like soldering or something like that. So
this library might even have a STEM section where they have like kits you can take out that have coding and things like that
yes.
So I know this is going to kind of sound silly based on your goal, but what items or ideas do you think you could find here that will help you with your goal today?
Hopefully I could find a book on like robotics to take you into like the next generation, like technology that will help like future generations. So anything about I don't know, like spacecraft or things, you know, people being sent to the moon and other planets and things of that nature, like somehow like robotics and tech going into the future. So if I could find a book on that, that would be really awesome. I also probably want to check out one of those STEM like science kits.
So in finding that book there at the library, do you think what kind of resource do you think you'd use, like creativity, determination, or problem solving to find?
I would probably say, ooh, that seems kind of more of a problem solving thing.
So why don't you roll a d6 to see if if one of there's books there.
I got a 3.
A 3. And so you said it was problem solving, right? So that is your stat that has no modifier. So congratulations, you also get a boost.
Woohoo! Boost club.
So I'm gonna take this one first because so you look up where books on robotics are. You actually don't even need to look it up. You know where they all are, and you walk over there, and the whole shelf is just empty.
Oh.
So right as you get there, it looks like someone checked out everything on robotics. And right as you're about to go ask someone for help, the hallways start filling with smoke. All of the walls start looking like a older style castle-ish, and the books start flying out of the shelves. They start flapping like birds through the ceiling and perching on the scaffolding. You all look around, and you're inner heroes. We are now in our fantasy world, and magical orbs are glowing around us. They're granting lights all around the edges of the brick and stone interior of the building. You see one magical book up at the top that might contain information on the items that you need, but it's way up in the corner of the ceiling. Don't make any sudden movements or the book might fly away. We all need to figure out how we're going to use our talents to get that book. So starting with you, Jess, what would the mage do to get this flying book down?
Well, she would probably look in her spell book and see either trying to create something that will allow her to levitate of some way, so she can maybe like levitate up towards the ceiling so she can reach for it. So scouring her spells, see if she has something that will help her with levitation.
Okay, so do you think that's creativity, determination, or problem solving?
Problem solving for sure.
Okay, why don't you roll a d8?
Okay. I got a 3 again.
Okay, well, that brings you to a 4, so it still went wrong. Would you like to use a boost and reroll, or do you want to take your
Yes,
4?
please. I will use my boost. Okay, better roll this time. Oh no, I got a 1.
Yeah, you got your boost back. So tell us what happens with your levitation spell.
So as I'm, reading the incantation to levitate, I start slowly like lifting off the ground, and it's one foot and then the other, and I'm getting really excited and really giddy. But then it's kind of like, like a car running out of gas. It like sputters, and so I'm like sputtering in midair, and then I just fall to the ground.
All right. So Upton, you're watching or sorry, not Upton, Sylvan. Sylvan is now watching your friend sputtering around the library and sitting into the ground. What are you gonna do to help get this book for your friend who you know desperately needs this book for their quest today?
Well, knowing that I'm a druid, I think I could turn myself into a bear so you can climb on my back and reach the book.
Yes.
Ha-ha.
Ooh.
All right. Is that creativity, problem solving, or determination?
I mean, I think it's pretty creative, but I think it's solving a problem.
Okay. So why don't you roll a d8 and see how well you solve that problem?
All right, let's see. And I got a 2.
Oh,
no.
Okay. So you try and turn into a bear. It goes horribly wrong. What happens?
Well, I successfully turned into a bear, but the problem is I'm a tiny bear cub.
Oh!
Everyone
I
wants
love
to
that.
cuddle the bear.
Yeah, Hannah's gonna take you home.
I know. I'm like, oh, so
All right,
cute.
Panda the
Rawr, I'm
Archangel is
ferocious.
watching. And
Rar.
Panda, who is our animal lover, also sees this baby cub and it's so cute in the corner. But you have enough resolve to say, we need this book. What are you going to do, Panda? Get this book.
Okay, so I'm the inner hero, right? Panda the Archangel.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like I am going to I guess I will use my arrow, my bow to reach up because,
Ooh.
and knock the book off the shelf.
Okay. Let's. Do you think that is creativity, determination, or problem solving for you? Which?
I feel like it's I don't know. I'm going to say problem solving.
Yeah, I'd say either problem solving or determination. Because if you're trying to aim an arrow, like that's
Right, but I'm not going to shoot an arrow in a library. I'm
Yes.
just going to use my bow to
yes,
like,
use
reach
the
up.
bow.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So why don't you roll your d8 and see how well your problem solving goes?
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, so the D8 is always for inner hero and D6 is for.
Yes.
I got a 4 plus 2, so I got a 6.
6.
Nice.
So this
So
went well,
nice.
but something weird happens.
Yeah. So as I reach up to knock off the book, right, and it falls down, it accidentally bops the little bear in the head.
Oh.
Oh, so the bear takes a book off the head, but you see it there, and it's within reach and not necessarily flying in the sky anymore, flying at the top of the ceiling.
And we have a very angry but very adorable little bear.
Anna Maria, who also knows this library pretty well from researching all sorts of musical inspiration and books, also sees all this unfolding in front of her and needs to help her band of friends. How is she going to help?
I mean, so we have the book down, right? And we
Mhm.
and this
The
is the
book
book
is
that the
up.
mage wanted, right?
It has wings, though. Like, this book's trying to fly away, but it hit the bear. So the book is a little jostled also, and it's trying to get back to where it was.
Okay. I am going to play a magical tune on my lute to just soothe it. So that's
Okay.
like my lute's magical property is that it soothes all beasts and people. So I would like to play a tune so they'll just like really chill out so we could actually hold it and look in it.
All right. Is that creativity, determination, or problem solving?
I think that's going to be creativity.
Okay.
All right. Oh, nice. So I've got a 6 plus 1 is 7.
All right. Tell us what that looks like.
Okay, so I always have my lute on my back, so I just pull it around and I do a few strums, and you can see it just start to kind of float more like a little butterfly, and then eventually just settle down on one of the shelves like it's taking a little book nap. So,
all right. Well, Jess, as you stand up and you brush yourself off from your mishap from your first started, you obviously stroke the cute little bear cub in front of you, and you see that the book is right in front of you. Your friend has charmed it down, and the book rests into your hands. As you start flipping through the pages, the world transforms back into the library that you know so well. And the librarian is right there with you, says, yes, like, although all the books were checked out, we just had this one returned here. And the librarian hands you one of the books that you're looking for on the future of robotics. Congratulations, you received your first item.
Yay!
Yay!
it's amazing.
So question, Jess, Is there anything you think at this library would help any of your friends on their quest?
Ooh, I would say possibly um my friend Anna Maria, since she wants to find some maybe guitar picks. I know she wants to find guitar picks for inspiration. Maybe she can look up and see if there are any possible, like, do they have any like instruments that she can check out?
All right. Why don't you roll a d6 and see how you do?
Okay. I got a 2.
Okay. Do you have any boost you would like to spend, or you could take a boost there?
No, I will receive a boost this time.
Okay. All right. So we received one item at this location. And the great thing about this game is you can tailor it towards how many people you have and how much time you have. So sometimes we get one item per location. Adding this in at the end would allow a second item if you succeeded. And so we're going to do some things like that to make sure we can finish this up in time before the end of the stream.
Sure.
And also we might just be playing to 2 items each based on so we can have enough time to do our final scenes too. Okay, so that was great. You got your first item. You got your book on the future of robotics. And that brings us to our next character. So Upton, now we all have our book at the library and we're ready to move on. And you can go anywhere within one space of the library. So that would be the bank, the post office, the ice cream shop, or the school. And you get to pick where you would like to go next to help find an item for your quest.
That's a good question, because don't necessarily think any of those places would actually help.
So let's see. If you're going on your camping trip, I mean, you could grab some money from the bank. You could go. I mean, you might have left something at school that you might need on the camping trip. You might want to bring some snacks. The ice cream shop might also sell cookies or things like that. Or you might want to try and find items for your friends as well.
That's a good idea. I think snacks is a good idea. Let's go to the ice cream shop.
Okay, yeah, they sell more than just ice cream, of course. The ice cream shop is also a cookie and chocolate here.
Okay. I mean, technically, this is a board game stream, so we had to bring up food at some point.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Perfect. All right, so we all walk down the street and head to the local ice cream shop. This is where all the kids like to hang out. Obviously, we even said this is our favorite place to hang out, and this is where we get our ice cream with our pocket change here. So the ice cream store manager is an older kid, and sometimes they let you all try all the different flavors for free. But sometimes you might have to convince them to let you try some of the flavors. You might do chores around the ice cream shop or clean some tables for them just to help out. It's a pretty small town, and you all know each other. Maybe help them gain more followers on social media with your streams that you do as well. So Upton, what's your favorite type of ice cream? When you try all the flavors, what's your favorite type to get at the ice cream shop?
Oh, Rocky Road.
Rocky Road, for sure.
Good choice.
So good. So the older kid who typically serves the ice cream, how do you know him? Are you related to them? Are they a friend, a sibling? Just know him from the town?
Yeah, I think he's just been working there so long. I think we've just gotten to know him out of all the years we've been going there.
Perfect. And so what do you think you could find at the ice cream shop that's going to help you on your quest? You said you think maybe snacks?
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, snacks for the camping trip, because obviously it's going to be a long drive out to the campground. So we need something to snack along the way.
How old are you that you can drive?
My parents are driving.
Oh, okay.
So you look around the ice cream shop and you're looking for snacks. Why don't you roll a d6 to see if you can find any good snacks there?
Okay.
This one probably would be a determination that you're looking for something.
Oh, and I got a 6 again. Apparently I'm great as a kid.
Good for you. Okay, so you walk in the door and I mean the place is bursting at the seams with snacks. Shelves are overflowing. There is not a lack for items delivered there. There's no shortage of items going on with this whole worldwide shipping situation that we've been going through. The ice cream shop is not hurting for inventory. So you walk in and you see all the snacks. You start walking towards some of the snacks on the wall that you think would be perfect for your camping trip. All of a sudden, the colorful tiles in the ice cream shop trickle into vines and brick. In the middle sits a cauldron and a cat is purring by your feet. It looks like you're inside of a witch's cottage now in the middle of the woods. The
Uh-oh.
witch has access to a magical potion of summoning, and you need to convince the witch to make this potion for you. The only issue is the witch may not trust that you'll use the potion for good.
I mean, have you seen his name?
Yeah.
So
I'm regretting my life choices now.
What can I help you with? And you need to convince this witch. So Upton, what are you going to do to get this potion or convince the witch that you're deserving of this potion?
Well, I need a potion of summoning to help my friends so we can have yummy snacks on our way to our camping trip.
Okay. Do you think you're speaking to this? So basically, you want to convince her by smooth talking her and telling her exactly what you need the potion for. So Sylvan, is that a creativity, a determination, or a problem solving? Do you think?
Let's see. If I'm trying to smooth talk her, I think it's a little determination.
Okay. So roll a d8 and let's see how well you convince her.
All right. Let's see. I got a 6.
Oh.
So that's really good. The witch trusts you pretty well, and she's about to give you the potion, but she sees all the other people you're with, and she says, I trust you, but I don't trust all of you just yet. So now she is looking at you, Amanda, and she's saying, why should I give this amazing potion that I'm making to you? Why would I know that you're going to use this for good? How would I know?
If you're an animal lover, you're automatically trustworthy. Okay? So that's point 1.
Oh, that's so good.
Nice.
Using the animals is good.
Come on. You got a familiar, right? You know how it is.
I like this. All right, so why don't you, this one, do you think it's creativity, determination, or problem solving that you're using to convince her to give you this potion?
It's going to be determination.
Okay, so why don't you roll a d8 and let's see how well you do.
I got a 3 with a 1, so I don't.
So you fail. Okay, so tell us what that looks like. You're starting to talk to this witch.
Okay, so I'm like, you have a familiar. She goes, my familiar died just 2 days ago, and I'm like, oh.
No, you brought up her deceased pet.
I know. I feel so bad.
You could have done. So
Oh
now
my goodness!
Was really upset.
Yeah.
So this brings us to you, Anna Maria. Sorry, you're next, Anna Maria. So now you almost had this potion from the witch, and then things just took a sour turn. What are you gonna do to get her to give you this potion?
Oh my gosh, I didn't know how to follow that. You said there's a cat in the room, though, right?
Yes.
No. Wait, is there a cat in the room?
Yeah.
She has a familiar, yes, but that might not be the one that was new.
I guess it was her second favorite familiar.
Yeah. No, if it's anything like my cat, that's the evil cat.
No, I'm going to convince her by petting the cat, right? If her cat accepts me, then clearly I'm a trustworthy person, right?
Right.
So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pet the cat.
Okay.
All right. Is that creativity, determination, or problem?
I think petting a cat is determination.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
Let's see. I got an 8 plus 2. I get a 10.
What you succeed with golden stars here. So
the cat adores me.
Yes.
Okay, so you go over to the cat, you go to pet it. Yes, the cat adores you.
Yeah. Oh, the cat immediately just like starts purring and starts just rubbing itself all up and down my arms and stuff. It's just like obsessed. So like I maybe I had catnip perfume on or something. So yes.
Perfect. All right. So now, Jess, this brings us to you. You have this witch talking to your friends. She kind of is not sure she's going to give the potion. One of your friends is petting her cat in the corner, and she's starting to come around to y'all. And so what do you do to help sell your story?
I can relate to her, being a mage. I dabble in spell casting and things too, and so maybe I can conjure up something for her. 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 Maybe I like a remember, like some sort of remembering potion for her if she wants to remember her deceased familiar. She can like use this potion in her cauldron and it will bring up some like happy memories of it. So I can give it to her as kind of like a trade, like a peace offering. Like if
Potion
you
for a
give us
potion. I
this
love
potion in return, I will give you this memory potion.
Okay. All right. So why don't you that's creativity, determination, and problem solving.
It will be. I think it would be probably. Oh gosh, um, problem solving. I
Okay.
think.
Sure. Let's
Okay.
see how you do.
Let's see how I do. I got a 6 plus 1 would be a 7.
7. That's fantastic. So you
Nice.
give her this potion. She is all about your potion here. She trades a potion for a potion. And all right, so 3 out of 4 of you really sold the switch on your cause here. You smooth talked her a little bit. You're petting the cat. You're trading a potion for a potion. So she brews this beautiful potion for you. Hands this over to you, Joe. And as she's handing you this, or Upton, she hands the potion to Upton or Sylvan. I'm so sorry. So she hands the potion to Sylvan, and as this is happening, and you're holding the potion in your hand, smoke is filling the room. It's swirling itself out, and in front of you is no longer the witch, but it's your friend actually who works at the ice cream shop there. And he says, "Hey, you're going camping this weekend. Your family see each other there every week." And he says, "We're going too. You're still going this weekend again, right?" And as you're confirming that, he says, "You're probably going to need some snacks for the trip." He grabs some snacks off the wall. He says, "Hey, don't tell anyone else about this. It's between us." And he hands some of the snacks that you two usually share on this camping trip together, that when you run into each other, to you. And you receive your item. So you have your first item for your camping trip here, which is your snacks that you need.
Yay!
And yeah, you're pretty psyched about it. But as you're looking around, do you see, is there anything else there? Or maybe more snacks for your other friends? Is there anything anyone else might be able to use on their quest as well, you think?
Let me
Is
see.
there doggy treats?
Ooh,
Ooh, yeah.
Oh
Good
yeah,
point for Panda the dog.
yeah. Do they
Yeah.
serve like doggy ice cream here at this ice cream shop?
Frappuccinos.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
why don't you roll a
cappuccino?
d6 and let's
Yeah.
see if they happen to have.
Okay,
I'm
it's
rolling a
D6 has been-
D6, or is he?
No, this is the spotlight character, so Upton's rolling a d6.
Okay, so this D6 has been hot. Let's see if it stays that way. No, I got a 1.
Oh no!
No, you got a boost. That's what you got. You
Oh, I
got a
do.
boost.
Yeah.
Yay, boost
Actually,
time!
Congratulations.
Actually,
You
wait.
got
I have a boost. I have a boost to use. I'm gonna roll it again.
But unfortunately, the basket where there's normally dog treats right on the table, there's a shallow basket usually with some dog treat cookies. It's all empty. It's all sold out. So you
Oh,
walk out of the
no.
ice cream shop. A little sad that they didn't have the dog treats, but you're pretty psyched that they had the snacks for your trip and that the manager's kind of handed them over to you. So Amanda, Angel is now going to decide where we could go next on our trip through the town to figure out what we could get for our quest.
Well, okay, so the ice cream shop.
You
is
can either
one
go to
of-
the theater, the diner, or the grocery store.
I'm trying to remember if it's the diner that has free dog treats or the grocery store. I feel like whenever we go to the diner for takeout, they have like there's a water bowl in the front of the door, that type of thing. So let's go to the
Yeah.
diner and see
Yes.
if Panda
Good
the
call.
pup
Good call.
is
Perfect.
hungry.
All right, so you all head out of the ice cream shop, walk down the road a little bit of a ways, and you head down to the local diner. Marge's Diner, it's open 24/7, and all the
Marge's.
town residents love coming there for breakfast. They serve lunch, dinner, breakfast all day long, any meal you want all day, 24/7. And one of the coolest things about the diner is it has a few old arcade games in the back that still only cost $a quarter to play. So we love to go while we're waiting for our food. We play these arcade games. It also has one of the big claw machines full of stuffed animals and random items there. Are you feeling lucky today? So,
Well-
Angel, what's your favorite food to eat at the restaurant?
So I had to get into character, even though it's blue, not green.
love
But okay. So the diner is fusion, but has a very nice zuppa toscana, soup that I love. And then I able to get like extra sausage on the side for Panda, the
Oh.
pup. So that is my favorite food at the diner.
Perfect. All right. And so what's your favorite old arcade game at the diner to play?
I'm going to say the pinball machine.
Ooh, pinball machine. I like it. All right. And then you go back and you look at the claw machine. Is there any items in the claw machine that you'd really like to get today?
I'm terrible at the claw machine. It's a money grab, y'all. It's a money grab.
It is.
Let's see. There's
You
a
think
flashlight in there that might be useful.
Ooh, I
Ooh.
like that. So why don't you roll to see how well you can control the claw?
Okay. So I got a 5.
5. Okay, so you're working that claw machine, and it is moving around. And as you're about to hit the button to drop it down, the neon lights of the diner transform into candlelight as the diner becomes a fantasy world tavern. The tables are filled with cloaked figures, knights, elves, and ogres. Plates of turkey sandwiches become giant turkey legs. The jukebox becomes a minstrel, strumming a lute and singing a little ballad. Then suddenly, a giant hand rips through the ceiling. A hungry-looking giant seems to be trying to get some grub. What are y'all gonna do? Starting with you, Angel. What are you gonna do?
Well, first thing I yell is that is very rude. You can just like order.
How
You know,
dare
to
you?
go or go to the front door.
Silly
Don't
giant.
take the roof off. Come on. There's better way to do things, bub. Okay. So there's a giant with like the roof in one hand and is looking down trying to get some food, right?
Yep.
Huh. I don't. Okay. I'm speechless. I really am. I'm gonna say, hey, sir. Have you seen any dog or wolves around here lately? Because that's my focus, right? And then I find the panda pup.
Okay, so you're gonna try and just talk to the giant and see if he
Yeah.
can help you find your dog,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
your wolf. Okay,
Yeah.
so is that creativity? That's probably determination. You're trying to have a
Yeah.
conversation with the giant here. So why don't you roll a d8 and see how well you do?
I got a 5 plus 1, so
A
that's a
5.
6.
Okay, so you're starting to talk. He says, "Wolf, I see a wolf. I eat wolf for breakfast." But he says, "No, I didn't eat a wolf, but I'm hungry. I chased wolf, couldn't catch the wolf." And so the giant seems to think he saw your wolf, but he doesn't know where it is now. It ran off from him because he scared it.
Because he tried
So
to eat
now, Jess, how would you stop? What would you do in the face of this giant ripping the tavern ceiling off?
I will try to cast some kind of like a stun spell. So like as he's in mid movement, try to see if I can stun him.
Okay.
So that will probably, let's see, probably be problem solving, I think, Danny?
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a good
Okay.
one. Yeah,
Okay.
trying to figure out which spell to cast is, it's pretty.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. I got a 6 plus 1 would be 7.
Okay, so you stun that giant. You hit him with your magical spell and you briefly stun him. He's starting to drop, but he's still looming over the diner. So, Sylvan, what are you going to do to help?
I'm gonna run outside and I'm gonna turn into like a King Kong sized gorilla and like hold this giant so he doesn't do any more damage.
Oh, nice.
I drew wrestle match. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think this is probably a determination, I think.
I would think so. All right, let's see. 6 plus 1 for a 7.
Nice.
Beautiful. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you transform into this giant King Kong beast and you are wrestling the giant now. And you're doing pretty well because the giant just got stunned pretty good by your mage friend. So you are taking advantage of that and getting him into a pretty tight hold. And so that brings us to you, Anna Maria, Violet Daisy. What are you going to do?
Okay, so I think I want to talk to the tavern owner and come up with a solution for the giant because obviously he needs to get fed. And the tavern has food, so I'm going to introduce like Hovel Dash, right? Where he just places an order, like tells somebody what he wants, who goes inside the building and orders it, and then that person brings it out to him, and then he doesn't have to take the roof off the building anytime. So I've got to convince the tavern owner that this is going to be this cool new thing, Hovel Dash. So
Okay. All right. So roll a. This is probably. Do you think determination, problem solving, or creativity that you're using to?
I think it's problem solving. This one. I don't have any points in it, so
It's okay.
close my eyes. Oh, 7.
Yes.
All right.
Yay!
You tell this. You convince this tavern owner, like, listen, I know you might lose some money throwing some turkey legs that out towards the giant, but it's a lot less money than you have to pay to repair this whole building from this giant destroying it. While you're convincing the tavern owner and he starts getting some food thrown out there, King Kong is just holding the giant down to say, like, calm yourself. Listen, like, this is not the way. And the giant sees this good gift of the food coming out, realizes violence is not the way. So the giant takes the roof, and as the giant's putting it on, the world fills with smoke, transforms back into the diner, and the claw hand comes down, grabs the flashlight, pulls it over, and drops it right out of the machine and into your hands, Angel.
Yes.
So you receive your flashlight.
We're so good.
And while you were there, is there anything else at the diner that might help your friends on their quests as well?
Let me see. We have snacks. I don't know if there's. Oh, okay. That's not.
There might be a pegboard with information about music
There-
lessons.
Yeah,
or-
that's what I was thinking. Maybe I see a flyer for music lesson by like
Like a
how to be a
local-
rock star. You know those
Yeah.
rock star summer camp type things.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay,
So you can
so why
like.
don't you roll a d6 and
Okay.
see how, if how the
I got a 3.
a 3. Would you like to use a boost?
I don't
Do you
have
have-
any boosts.
Oh, you don't have any boost. Good for you. You've been rolling pretty well. Okay, so
I
you
gained
think
a
it says
boost.
rock
Now.
camp, and
Wait,
as you
did
walk,
I gain a boost from failing the potion lady?
yes, did you fail
Okay.
that roll?
Yes, I did fail that.
Yep.
Okay, let me re-roll this one.
Yep.
Okay, cross fingers.
Come on, Rockstar Camp. Okay, I got a 6.
Yay!
Yay.
So you walk up to
Nice.
the sign. When you failed, I was gonna say you noticed that the dates on it were for last week, but no, you walk up to the sign, and there's a rock camp happening coming up. So you rip off one of the little strips and you give it to your friend Anna Maria, and you say, "Look, there's a rock camp next week," and like that's enough. It's like when you play a new board game and you're like, I have so many cool ideas for games and stuff like that. Like you just seeing that and knowing there's a rock camp coming up just already gets you so back into like music in that zone that gives you some inspiration points. So you actually get your first item too, Anna Maria, which
Nice.
is local rock music connections for a rock camp that is really going to help you in your quest to become this rock legend.
Yay.
Nice.
All right, so Anna Maria, also you're psyched about this. You also get to pick where we're going to go next to see if you can find any more items for your quest.
I think I want to go to the shopping area to
To
see
the-
if
okay.
there's
The
there's
mall.
like I could pick up like some strings or some guitar picks or just something a little
All right.
extra. Yeah.
So you all grab your diner food. I went to a diner today, got an omelet and home fries, and after that, I needed to go for a walk to walk it off. Like that I did today. So we went for a walk because you always got to walk it off after all that. You're like, oh, that was heavy, and so you walk off and you're like, where are we gonna get a lot of steps in? Let's go to the mall. Tons of stores. We need to get all the stuff. Any of us can get stuff for our quest there because there's so many stores.
Mhm.
So we walk through the big sliding doors of the front entrance of the mall. There's a clock sitting in the middle of the mall. Folks usually use this giant clock area as a gathering spot. The stores create a nice little labyrinth through the mall, and there's pretty much we can purchase anything we want here. This mall is huge. It's 3 or 4 stories tall. It's one of those that has like the ropes course up towards the ceiling. It's just gigantic.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's amazing. And so Anna Maria, what's your favorite shop at the mall?
The music store, Of
The
course.
music store, of course. And so, what are you looking for here today at the mall?
I think I went initially thinking like something for my guitar, but as I got in there, they have new like cases for, I think they have new trombone cases, and it occurred to me that mine looks really bad, and since I don't want it to get dinged up, I should probably look for a new case.
All right, well, it's pretty crowded at the mall today. Do you think you can find what you're looking for? Why don't you roll a d6 and see if you can find the trombone case?
I got a 6.
Yay!
So you walk into
Nice.
you walk into the music store, and they have a brand new section, and right on it is trombone cases.
It's just
and you're
trombone
like,
cases.
It's on a display case right in front of you. You see it, and you start walking right towards it. And as you're walking towards this, like through the entrance of the stores, the streamlined maze of all the stores throughout the mall turns into a clutter of stalls that exemplify organized chaos. Storekeepers are showing off their wares, from magical crystal balls to bronze and silver crafted swords. You spot a sneaky character carefully placing something into their purse and swiftly running away from one of the shop owners before the shopkeeper starts yelling, "Thief! After them!" Can you catch the thief? Anna Maria, what are you going to do to try and help the stall keeper and catch the thief?
I'm a moral quandary. Like, because if they stole food, I'm not sure I wanted to catch the thief. Like, that's an Aladdin situation. Is this kid hungry? But if it was just like, okay, we'll say like it's a regular item, then what am I going to do? I guess I'm just going to chase them. Like, that's probably I can't really soothe them as they're actively running away. So yeah, I think I'll just give chase.
Just give chase right away?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think
let's
that
go.
creativity, determination, or that was probably determination, I would say. That's if
Yeah.
you're just going to start running after them. So why don't you roll a d8 and see how well you do on your foot race?
I got a 5 + 2, so 7.
7. All right, so you are chasing after them and about to catch up. Like, you're really hot on their tails. And so, Jess, Kalia, you see your friend booking it after them, and you're like, she's all alone. I haven't had help. So what are you going to do to help your friend catch the thief?
I will also run alongside and see if we can kind of run. So they ran out of the store. I'm going to see if I could try to run and kind of like triangulate where they're coming from. So kind of like run around from the side and see if I can triangulate their position. So I will also give chase.
Okay, I think that one's a problem-solving one because you're kind of like weaving a path and trying to outfox them. So why don't you roll a d8 for problem-solving?
Okay. Ooh, no, I got a 1.
Do you have any boost you'd like to try and use?
I
You
have
have
a
to
boost. I will use a boost.
All right.
Oh, please. Oh, please. Oh, please. Oh, that's much better. I got a 7 this time.
Yay.
+1 will be an 8.
All right, so you start heading around the other way, and you see your thief with Violet Daisy right on their tails coming right at you. Upton, what are you doing while this double-ended chase is ensuing here?
I think I want to head them off at the pass, but I need to do it quickly. So I'm going to turn into a cheetah and find another path around and cut them off.
I love it. I love how all the different animal forms.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
All right. Let's see what that would be. Ooh, I don't know what that
either
would be.
creativity or problem solving.
I'll go with problem solving because that's my stronger stat. And 8 + 2 for 10.
Yay!
Wow.
Oh wow, nice.
You turn into a cheetah and you start running, and you actually pass your friend who's chasing them because you start going. You're
What?
going so fast.
Oh.
Your friend is like almost there, and you're just like past her, and she's just like, what? And so now you're like just about to nab that thief. Amanda or Panda, the Archangel, what are you doing during all this?
I think what I'm doing is I am yelling different different names of different bands to see if I can distract this person. Like, hey, look, it's Kiss, or hey, look, it's Pentatonics, trying to figure out who their favorite,
No,
look,
it's T-Swift.
It's the Backstreet Boys. Oh my
It's
goodness,
T-Swift.
Yeah. And hopefully it'll stop them, and they'll be like, "Wait, what?"
Oh my
And then
goodness.
it'll
That's
slow them down, and
amazing.
then
So you're
yeah,
just
and
calling
then
our
they
names. I love it. Okay. Do you think? I think that one's a creativity one for sure. So
yeah.
why don't you roll a d8 for that?
Okay. I got an 8.
Wow.
Hey!
Nice.
Oh my God. The
Your
entire
modifier
cast
was
of
a
80
+0,
pounds.
and even with
Yeah.
that, you're just so. This thief has this cheetah chasing them, and as they're doing this, you're yelling, "Look, it's Taylor Swift! Look,
Yes.
it's in sync!" And the thief is like, "What? They're my favorite!" and trips over their own feet. And as they fall, the cheetah is right on their back, and just to pin them down, nothing violent, of course. And you all grab the item, bring it back to the stall keeper, who is so thankful that you rescued their wares. And they said, "This town needs more people like you keeping our stuff safe here." And as they are thanking you, and they say, "This item here, honestly, I mean, yes, it has some value, but the true value is that you kept our shopping area safe here, our market safe here." And so they give you the item, and as you're holding the item, Anna Maria, the world turns back into the music store, and you're holding the trombone case in your hands. You have successfully found your second item now, and so you
Nice.
have your trombone case. You're really excited to have this now. You think that's all you need at the mall, but you're like, hey, we're at a mall, and like our options are endless here. Do you think that while you're there, there's something you could find for one of your friends, that you could help them?
Uh, yes. Our mage needs books on robotics, so we could go to the bookstore. There's still B. Dalton's in this mall for whatever reason. So.
So there's also a time
Wow,
portal
that's a throwback.
in the mall.
Wow.
Back in time to when bookstores were still thriving. I love it. Because Borders, we used to always go to Borders.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Walden
Oh,
books.
rescue
Walden,
books.
yeah.
Oh, Walden books.
Yeah.
So if you could roll your T6, Anna Maria.
Right. I got another 6.
What? All right. I mean, so you just right across the way from the music store is a B. Dalton's. You stroll right in, and there's this new section of books that you think would be perfect for your friend. They already have robotics in the future, and now they have actually a history of robotics from the past, and this is all going to bring it all together. You see this book right on the pedestal, almost with a spotlight over it, like this is the one. And so you grab that. You actually snuck over there real quick while they were all getting some pretzels at the food court, and you grabbed your book for your friend. And when you all met back up, you handed her the book and said, "Look what I found." So, Jess, you now have your second item, which is a second book that you need for your quest. So, congratulations. And that actually brings us back to you. But what we're going to do, since we're doing 2 items each right now, you can pick. But if you could pick a place that you think might help one of your friends, that would be great.
Yeah, I think the sports field might be good to see if possibly Sylvan can get some items for his camping trip.
Okay, I'm going to try and move through the sports field a little quicker just because I think it'd be great that we can all do our closing scenes together. So what we're going to do is maybe I think we'll be fine. I'll make it work. So we all leave the shopping mall and we head on over to the sports field. And so whenever there's a big game, kids come here and play. There's different fields for each different sport that the town runs options in. So there's like outdoor soccer fields, and just around the corner, there's like some tennis courts there. There's baseball fields around the corner, maybe a football field hockey. There's a little bit of everything here for whatever we'd like to do. And this is where all the kids come and play sometimes too. There's playgrounds, and it's just a great hangout spot. Occasionally there's soccer matches or kids running track and field. Sometimes the whole town gathers here when there are big games or just really important things going on to watch all the kids play their games. Today there's a group of kids playing a game and they ask if you want to join them. It's just a friendly challenge and the winner might get something they need for their goal. So Jess, what sports do you like to play or watch?
Oh gosh. I would say probably I'm gonna sound all nerdy and be like, I like watching chess matches And
A lot of controversy going on in those chess matches happening.
Yeah, lately.
Yeah.
Cheating. I've been following. Not really. I'm not really in on it, but I've been
No.
seeing the news. I'm like, oh, this is tense for chess.
But if I would think about in this realm and who my inner kid is, probably track and field, because it deals with a timer and deals with accuracy and speed and that kind of nature. So I would probably say track and field.
So the kids playing that ask you if you want to play a game. What do you think they're playing at the field today? What sport are they playing?
They're probably doing relay races.
Relay race. I love it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And so if you win in the relay race, what do you think the item you're going to get will be?
So I want to say one of them probably has like a duffel bag, but it's actually one of those backpacking backpacks that you can tie a sleeping bag to, but he uses it for his gym equipment and things of that nature. So
maybe it has the hydration bladder in it too.
Yes.
Like a camelback. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, well roll your d6, please.
A 6.
Okay, so you see a kid has his backpack and he says, "Why don't you come play us in this relay race? I'll wager you my backpack for it." And you all say, "You are on." You're. I mean, everyone. It's all in good fun. This is, everyone in the town. Like I said, it's small, and so you're like, "Let's do this." So you're all lining up on the track, and you're about to get ready to go, and all of a sudden, flags start sprouting out from the ground. And as these flags are popping up, horses start clopping towards you, and you realize there's a jousting area there, and the horses are clopping over to the jousting area, waiting for their riders. Crowds of villagers, nobles, and many fantasy creatures are cheering in the stadiums, hoping that their side will win in the jousting competition today. One of your inner heroes will need to ride the horse, and the others can help in other ways. Can your team unseat the opposing rider and win the day? Charge! All right. So, who do you think is going to be riding the horse in this jousting challenge today?
Oh my gosh. Well, I feel like, Upton, aka Sylvan, has his inner animal in him, so I feel like he could be one with the horse.
Ooh.
Or maybe I could be the horse.
Oh.
Wait, this horse is too slow. I'll be my own horse.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm a sprinter.
So, Jess, you help Upton up on the horse. You say, no, you have to ride. We need to do this. There are rules to these competitions, Upton, or Sylvan now. There are rules to these competitions. You help Sylvan up on the horse. If we're going to win, we need to win fair and square. But, I mean, yes, anything can go for these competitions. So how are you going to help in this competition, Jess?
Maybe I don't know. I'm trying to think maybe I have some carrots in my backpack because healthy snacks. And so I actually make a little tether that hooks to its bridle, so it's dangling in front of the horse.
Okay.
So the horse is trying to chase after the carrot.
I would say this is creativity here. This is a very creative solution. So why don't you roll your D8 and see how you do?
Oh no, I got a 1. I'm gonna use another boost to re-roll that because that was not great. And then I got another 1. No.
Congratulations.
Oh,
Another
no.
You just send that dice to tail. Oh my gosh.
You go to tie the carrot on top, and the horse just chomps right on it and eats it right out the back. Now,
Dang it.
It's gone before the race even starts, the jousting competition. Upton, you're now mounted on this horse that just ate this carrot. What are you going to do?
I think I'm going to conjure myself this unbreakable wooden lance to guarantee I win.
Ooh.
Aha.
Ooh.
Let's, that's, I would say that might be problem solving or determination. That's pretty determined if it's unbreakable and you're going to use it to win. So
I'll go determination. All right. And oh no, I got a 1.
Oh,
I'm
dear.
boosting that. Yeah, I am definitely boosting that.
Okay.
And my second roll is a 4 + 1 for a 5.
Okay, so you succeed, but something weird happens. So tell us.
So it is indeed an unbreakable wooden lance, like this amazing wooden lance. except the front of it has like a curved hook in it.
So it just looks down a little bit.
Yeah, it just moves. It's like all sad, like.
Wah, wah.
And Panda the Archangel. So your friend is now mounted on this horse with this weird curved jousting stick. What are you doing to help them win their joust?
I am going to calculate the proper angle that they need to set the jousting stick, hold the jousting stick so that they can knock off the other rider.
I love it. That is definitely problem solving, I think, because
Yes.
you're calculating angles and things here. So that's for sure problem solving.
Let's do this. Come on. I got a 3 + 2, so that's a 5.
Yay!
So you succeed, but something weird happens.
So when he hits it, instead of breaking as most jousting sticks, it bends into like a weird S shape. So he won't be able to use it again.
And lastly, Anna Maria, you see all this going on. What are you doing to better your team for this jousting competition?
I am. I think I'm going to take the rest of the carrots from Jess's character and feed them to all the other horses, but kind of feed them a little too many, so they're a little slow. So they're like full of carrots.
Ooh,
They're,
I like
they're
it.
super happy, but like, oops, it's kind of too many carrots. So maybe they shouldn't go for a run immediately
I think
afterwards.
this is a pretty creative solution. So I'm going to give you a creativity roll here. So why
Okay.
don't you roll?
Da, 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 da. All right, that is another 7 + 1, 8.
So you find a bag of 100 carrots and you feed like 50 to 100 carrots to this other horse. And so the jousting competition starts. You have your weird your hook-shaped jousting stick. The other horse is just plodding along. It looks sick almost as it's coming at you. You hit the jouster's shield. Your jousting stick, your lance bends into like an S shape, but it's enough to force them off the horse. And as your horse is running, it transforms back into the anchor of your relay race as you're crossing the finish line, leaps and bounds ahead of your opponents here. You win fair and square. You all did amazing today in the race. And so the other kid has nothing to do but say, wow, you really all ran really well today. Here's our Camelback backpack. You won it fair and square. I've got 4 of them anyway. My parents are rich, so I got a ton of backpacks. So they just gave you one. Mom will just buy me a new one. It's fine. They're kind of snooty. So you're really actually glad you beat them.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
So you get your Camelback backpack. Congratulations. You received your second item. While you're at the field, well, actually, Jess, while you're at the field, do you see anything else that is Angel the only one who needs their second item now? Do you see anything else that could be used from this field to either help find the dog, or maybe there's a whistle at the field, or a other kids who could help you, like a rallying party?
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I see a couple of kids like in the actual like inner field, like tossing a frisbee around.
Oh, frisbee.
And I go and like talk with them and ask them if they would keep an eye out for Panda the dog, and say she's really into frisbees. So if you see her, maybe toss her a frisbee. She knows how to play catch. So like I recruit them to be like our little search party.
Okay, if you could roll your d6 and see how you do.
I got a 3.
Do you want to use your boost? You got
Yes,
another
it'll be my
boost.
last one.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got a 4.
Okay. 4 succeeds. Something weird happens, but
Okay.
So you get a frisbee. What happens though?
So I get the frisbee, and it's actually been worn so much that it's a few more like tosses, and if it like bonks into a tree, it'll just snap in half.
Okay.
So the integrity of the frisbee is really
Very
slim.
brittle. Okay. All right. Well, you all have 2 items now. Angel, you can write down you have a really brittle frisbee as your items. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start moving to final scenes. I'm moving these along quickly because I want to make sure we have enough time. I'm going to start with after you, Jess, just in case if we don't get time to do yours. You did an extra location, so but we'll try.
Sure.
So Upton, you can go first, and you can decide what location you would like to go to for your final scene.
For my final
And this is
scene.
going to be like using your items to complete your goal.
Let's see. I think.
And everyone's going to be going to a different final location, just so you know. We were all
Honestly,
together.
I think I would go back home.
Okay, that's a good. That's a good.
That makes sense.
Okay, so Upton, you've gone home now. You've collected your items. You had a great day with your friends. How are you going to use your items to complete your goal?
Well, now that I've got this backpack, I can fill it with snacks that I need for the trip, and then I can go back out to that same shed where I find my tent and my sleeping bag. Tie them up to the backpack and just be ready to go.
Okay. What stat do you think you'll use to complete it?
It's probably determination.
Uh-huh. Okay. Can you roll d6?
5 plus 2 for a 7.
Okay, so you can tell us your final scene now. A fantastical. So we want it to begin in the real world, but then transform into the fantasy world with magic and creatures to get everything together and go on your camping trip.
Okay. All right. So my parents and I we head out to the campgrounds, and we set up our tent. Roll out my sleeping bag, gather some firewood, get a fire started, and then all of a sudden the trees kind of get like a little bit spooky in like this like scary type forest. The tent's kind of still there, but it's kind of like run down and just kind of in the middle of the forest, just like looking out for, what's going to pop out at me.
Oh, I love it. All right. So that brings us to you, Angel. Where are you going to go for your final scene?
I think I'm going to go home too.
Okay.
So I go home. I'm a little bit sad, but I go into the backyard, right? And it's getting dark, so I'm using my flashlight to look around, and I see all the places I loved hanging out with Panda the pup, and I throw the frisbee, and then a blur comes out of the.
Okay, well, wait, before you do that. Okay, so you're going to use those items to do that. What stat do you think you're going to use to get your dog to come back home?
It'll probably be determination, even though I don't have any extras on it.
Hey,
we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
because I don't think. Oh wait, I got a 5. I got a 5.
Yay!
Yours is also going to be set. Also, if anyone has a boost left, you can use it to choose how you want your ending to go, like which setting. But if you got a 5, you can do a fantastical also. So it's going to begin in the real world and then transform into fantasy.
So I I throw the frisbee, and then this I feel like it's Panda the pup, but this blur like jumps out at me, and then the world blurs, and then it is Panda the pup in the fantasy world, but there's like a giant walking out of the woods as well, but surrounded by all these wolves, and apparently the wolves have adopted the giant into their pack.
Yay!
And
I love it.
Yeah, was like instrumental in bridging the gap between giant and wolves. So the giant no longer eats the wolves; they're now best friends.
Perfect. Oh, I love it. And you brought the giant back.
Nice.
Anna Maria, where are you going to find your musical inspiration?
I'm going to go to the theater to see who's playing tonight.
Okay, so you go to the theater. How are you going to use your items to find your musical inspiration?
Well, I'm going to look up the number on the rock camp thing, and then I'm going to text my parents and say, hey, will you buy me tickets to get a rock camp next week?
Okay. What stat do you think you're going to use to find your musical inspiration?
I think I'm going to be very determined to convince my parents that I should be sent to rock camp.
Yeah, naturally. All right, if you could roll a d6.
All right, I have a 4 plus 1 for 5.
Fantastical. All right, it's going to be fantasy. So I would start in real world and then transition to fantasy.
Okay, So I go into the theater, there's a great little band performing, and suddenly, like, as the smoke machines like fill up the room and that sort of thing, it changes to like kingly court, and I am the king's court musician, and I am directing this the musicians at the king's court to perform the latest thing that I composed for them.
I
So
love it.
yeah.
Great. You found your musical inspiration. Congratulations.
Yay.
All right. Jess, where do you want to complete your scene?
So I would like to go to the school.
Okay. And so you go to the school. How
yeah.
are you going to use your items to complete your quest?
So I want to go into the science lab and, check and see if there's any like Bunsen beakers or any little flasks or anything I could borrow and things too, because we all have our little lab sets that we can use for school purposes and things too. And as I'm reading through the book, I see a note from one of the authors of the book that was so excited about the future of robotics that they wanted to give a tour for students interested in robotics in their personal science lab facilities. Ooh. And so then as I look up, the door swings open and this bright light comes shooting through, and I'm immediately transported into the front door of this giant laboratory, and the doors like slide open and the bright light comes in, and the author is there in his lab coat and suit and says, "You're just the person I want to show you my new invention." And he like turns around and there's like this giant robotic tech. It looks kind of like my little Navi, but in like larger form. And so he's like, "I would like you to test it if you would, please." So I'm there like as his little lab assistant testing out his new robotic tech that he just made.
I love it. All right. So that's a quick version of Questlings. And one thing we like to do at the end, do we have a few minutes, or
Yes, we do. We have 10 minutes before we have to go.
Perfect. So a couple of things we like to do. So one, we like to go over just like, what was your favorite part of the game that we had tonight? So if we want to start, Jess, we can start with you. We'll go in the same order we've been going in.
Okay. I would like to say that I liked the idea of taking the real world and like the fantasy world and having those lines kind of be blurred. So you're like having your real world decisions, but then they also influence what your character does in the magical realm. I liked that combining of the two realms. I thought that was really, really creative, and I think kiddos will definitely like want to like dig into that. So that was my favorite part by far.
Awesome. What about you, Upton? Or we can go back to Joe now.
You can be Joe now.
Hey, I can be Joe now. I have to agree with Jess. I like the transitions between the real world and the fantasy world. And the fact that you're kind of role playing two different characters, like it really makes you use your imagination to like its utmost. So really, really fantastic use of creativity there.
Yeah. How about you, Angel?
Yeah, I think you know what, I love how like there's like a map and that we can kind of visualize where we're going and how we can help each other. I really like the portion where we're finding other things to help each other on our quest, when normally it's like, oh, we just bring our strengths to what it is, instead of like actually really like thinking about others and seeing what they need, and working together to help each other get the items. So I think my favorite part is that the whole cooperative nature is a bit different from other RPGs that or one shots that I've played, and I love how it really ties into the whole feeling of you're all friends and you're all helping each other do your goals, but in a way that's very, very easy to understand and nice, and it just brings like a sense of comfort and friendship to the whole story.
Yeah, one of the things is the goal is meant to be that the kids are their party, right? Like they're a group of friends and they play games together and they're each other's role-playing party as well. And so, yeah, we wanted to bring that in. Anna Maria, what about you?
I think I like the most how accessible it is for kids or even for people who haven't played before. Maybe you're an adult who has kids that are interested in doing this, or they know a friend who wants to do this. This is such an easy intro into role playing that doesn't involve a ton of math, that doesn't involve a ton of additional resources, a couple of dice, the books, um and it doesn't involve like learning rules and rules and rules and rules, all day long, which would be hard for the kids. But for, I think, even adults who aren't familiar with how these things go about, I think it's a really, really easy thing to get into and tell an interesting story as a family. I could see not just it being a group of kids, but the whole family, mom and dad, maybe an older child or two and a younger one, and everybody's still having a good time. It's like one of those situations where you go to the family movie and you get to enjoy it as well as an adult. This feels like something that everybody in the family will enjoy and not just younger people. And I think that's important on a couple levels, but specifically it gets families gaming together, and I think that's really cool.
Thank you. Yeah. And for me, one of my favorites is I love the spotlighting, because I love everyone gets a turn to set a scene and say what their character likes there, right? Like, yes, we all like to go to the ice cream shop, but when it was Upton's turn to do the ice cream shop, tell us your favorite flavor and how you know the kid there, and that pulls it into the story specifically for you, which I really love, giving every person their chance to tell their story. So that's really fun for me. And it actually just brings new ideas for me. Like I have ways I would do things, and hearing how other people do things, it's always like, oh, I like that. Like the way other people tell stories, it's always fun to highlight them or spotlight them. So for me, I love that. So next we like to ask, who at the table did something that you really enjoyed? So Jess, was there something someone did tonight that you really enjoyed?
Yeah, I really enjoyed Joe's creativity of like, well, I'm gonna be this kind of animal, and like, oh, there's a giant, well, I'm gonna be King Kong, and like, oh, there's somebody being chased, well, I'm gonna be the fastest cat on land, like, like just like that quick response, I thought was really, really clever, Joe.
Yeah. How about you? Yeah. How about you, Joe?
Honestly, I really loved everybody's just like quick thinking, just to get to the task at hand. Like, Jess thought of a spell real quick to cast, or I just really appreciated the quick decision making. I really liked it. The game gives that opportunity to really solve a problem at hand.
I like too. Anna Maria was like, I just start chasing. I was like, that was like a fast. Like it was like, what would you do? And like you just nailed it with like, I don't even think. I just go, and it felt so fitting for the scene. Like that was cool. All right, Amanda, what did you like that someone did tonight?
I love animals, so like the whole changing into animals was just absolutely lovely. I have to say, I don't know, I love the choices of story that the DM chose, that you chose. Because that was quite fun. And sometimes I hear you start and I'm like, where is this going? And then I'm like, oh, what? And it's so great, and so and you are part of the game. The DM or the GM is part of the game. So thank you for providing such interesting, especially the transitions between the real world and the fantasy world. I was like, I had no idea. And so it was really, really good.
Well, and like I told you too, I played with my daughter this weekend who's 10, and she just started making her own up. She didn't even use the book, and she was like, this happened, and she came up with challenges, and just seeing that and being a part of that is always so much fun to see what you can come up with for each location, and how each location has its own specific things you can pull into the world. So Anna Maria, was there something someone did that you liked tonight?
I think overall, like every time it really helped me get inspired by other people. So like the carrot or the familiar, like every time someone else came up with a little solution, I was able to kind of riff on that. And that helped like really inspire me to be more creative than I just run after him. So...
Well, I was gonna say I like to. For me, I liked Amanda's callback. So you brought some of the story with the giant back in later as part of your conclusion too, and that was nice because it brought everything we did into, the end as well, and saw some resolution to something that we just kind of let disappear earlier in the night. And so that was fun too. So I really appreciated you bringing the giant back, which was cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then, so the last thing, if we have time, is we usually ask, like, what would you like to see more of next time?
Ooh.
More of the giant. More giant.
More giants.
Yes.
Yes.
More animals, more giants.
More animal transformations.
More food.
More food.
More food. Yes.
Oh,
Well, we didn't even
More
go
familiars. I think everyone should have their own familiar with them.
Yes.
We can go to the grocery store next time. We can get more food there.
There we go.
Go to
Back
school
to the diner.
cafeteria if you'd like.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
All right, yeah. So that's pretty much everything. And so we have about 2 minutes if you wanna. Yeah, I don't know what you wanna.
Yeah. Well, as we're wrapping up, I'm gonna go ahead and do the giveaway. I only have a few people, so I'm gonna roll this lovely die and see whatever number comes up. That's who's gonna be winning.
It's
So
either a
let's
6 or a 1.
Let's see. Oh, we got a 4, so it's James Brazil.
Yay!
James Brazil is the winner. Congratulations,
Good job, James.
Yay!
James Brazil is a lovely part of this board gaming community. Always in chats as much as possible, bringing the positivity. So congratulations, James. I will get back to you and get all the information that Lighterman Games needs for you to get your copy of the core rulebook for Questlings. So yay, congratulations. And as we are waiting for Rock to go live, everyone, I'm going to give everyone just a couple, 30-second pitch on where folks can find you on the socials and what you are doing in the board gaming space in the next week, starting with Joe, Phantom Meeple.
You can find me on my channel, Phantom Meeple, here on Twitch. Again, I do board games on Tuesdays and Fridays at 4 to 3 a.m. Pacific. And next thing you want to catch me on is as soon as you raid over to Rock, I'll be over there on his Halloween game show. So more of me if you want it. Stay tuned.
Yay! Thank you. Anna Maria.
Well, currently I am running the Kickstarter for this RPG and the associated books. So if we could drop the Kickstarter link one more time, y'all go check that out. It's available in ebook form, and you can get any combination. You can get both the RPG books, you can get both the kids' books, you can get all 4 books. So yeah, check it out and throw $1 in the pot, because every little bit helps us get more eyes on the campaign. So that'd be great. And then the next. Follow me on Instagram. It's Violet Daisy Games. So you see what I did there.
Nice. Nice.
Smart.
Awesome. All right, Panda.
So I do believe I'm streaming like Tuesdays at 3, Thursdays at 1 for the Panda Phantom show. Fridays at noon, all Pacific. Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific. So you can find me, on Twitch just about any time of the day, or at least any day of the week, because I also like to guest on other people's channels. So that is my normal schedule, and that's probably what's going to be happening. I hope to see you in the chat and join us for more fun games. Please do check out the Kickstarter. This is a wonderful game. Christmas is coming up, y'all. You probably won't get it before Christmas, but you'll get the PDF, so you can, at least have a story to tell with your littles when you meet up with family and friends. And I think it's a wonderful, wonderful story to, share with family. So.
Thank you.
Awesome. And Danny, where else do you have any other games in the works?
We have a couple different things we're working on between Questlings. Our big game is Adventure Tactics. It's a miniatures-driven campaign game that's Final Fantasy Tactics inspired. It's a family game also, though. It's meant for, again, that Gloomhaven feel that you could play with kids 8 and up, but it's same as this, where it's meant to be accessible and quick and easy to learn. There's a learning curve, but as long as you have adults running it and stuff too, it's quick and easy for anyone to play and pick up. So Adventure Tactics is, our other big thing that we work on. I'm on all social medias as Letterman Games, Letiman Games, and you can find me there on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Awesome. And for me, friends, you will see me in just a few minutes because I'm going to raid over to Rock, and then you'll see me on Rock's channel as well doing the Halloween board game show. But after that, you will see me on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. For my complete schedule, you can just go to Jess_CCG on all the socials. I want to say thank you to all the wonderful friends that I've seen here in the chat and on my screen here. This has been fantastic 2 hours. Stay tuned, friends. The TLN Marathon will continue for a few more hours. So, yes, for right now, friends, hold on tight because we're hitting on a raid train.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Here we go!
See you.
Is a 24-hour gaming extravaganza.